Hello and welcome back to Realm of Thrones, and we're here at the final fief for the Tyroshi. Now this is obviously going to be a little bit difficult for us because they have an extremely strong garrison. I actually am, I'm kind of shocked, to be honest. I would have thought that they would have had nothing at all, but this must have been one of their towns for quite some time. And it must have avoided my notice through no other fact that I obviously just decided to ignore it for some reason. I don't know. Yes, I have no idea. But that is exactly what has happened. And so we are now going to be doing some big damage. Oh yeah, actually some big damage because, as you can see, they only have 1 day worth of food remaining. And this is actually what's quite funny about this particular fief. They put in so many people to the garrison that this is fundamentally damaging them right now. This is literally the reason why we will be able to do this in short order. This is not going to take us long at all because of their actions, because they decided to place these units in here, massive amounts of them in actual fact, into the garrison. And that's the reason why they are consuming so much food so quickly. Just because the garrison is insanely strong. So, very interesting to see that, actually. For me personally, I would have expected them not to have anything kind of, remotely close to that. But as I say, there probably was a town that we pretty much just ignored for some reason. I really have no idea why that even happened. It shouldn't have, but it did. So, yeah, we should probably, in the future, be a bit more, shall we say, attentive. Be a bit more attentive to that kind of thing, because I never appreciate leaving a town for this long. We really don't want that. We always want to make sure that we have the towns completely locked down as much as possible. If we do that, everything is going to be absolutely, hunky-dory. It's going to be absolutely wonderful. And everything's going to be super nice and easy. And, oh yes, we're getting loads and loads of very, very good units converted to our side. And obviously in the previous episode we did eliminate the Summer Islanders, and that we found out actually that they have some of the best archers in the entire game, and they are easy to level up, or at the very least they seem relatively simple to level up. Obviously I'm not entirely sure if they are, because I haven't tried it. But I'm very, very surprised that, they are so good. Obviously, we're going to be able to test that out very, very soon, because I am actually getting a couple of the lower tier units of the Summer Isles, and we'll probably, have a good old test. A good old test about what's going on there. Anyway, as you can see, we did reach 125 in tactics, and we are now going to see what we could go for. Improviser, no morale penalty for disorganized state in battles, in sally out or when being attacked. That is actually extremely good. However, I am going to be taking Swift Regroup because, in general, for me, I think that if we do have any kind of morale problems, which we are actually having right now, as you can see, then, this isn't really going to save us that much. I think it will if you are really worried about, being attacked all the time. But for me, I really like minus 50% troops left behind when escaping from battles. I think that is probably one of the best perks in the entire game. If, and this is a big sort of operative word here, if you are thinking that defeat might be around the corner. For me personally, it isn't. I don't think we are close to being defeated. However, there is always that possibility. We are currently only taking battles, or shall we say, only engaging factions that we have a pretty good shot of defeating. It isn't a case of us, being overwhelmingly powerful, which we are. We are pretty strong, but we're certainly not overwhelming. I feel like a faction like the Westerlands or Dragonstone or the Stormlands, maybe the North, any of these, Vale, all those guys, they would be probably very difficult for us to deal with, because they are going to inherently have, you guessed it, so many vassals that I don't know whether we'd be able to do anything against them. You know, they're going to be coming at us with armies of over 1,500 troops. And despite us having an extremely strong army of 300, I don't think that's going to... I personally don't think that's going to be enough. I really don't. I don't think that I really don't think that would be enough to mount any kind of significant defense, even though it would be wonderful. Okay, let's try and do some damage. You know what? I really like thrown weapons. Should probably play a character soon that uses thrown weapons, because it's been too long, I think. It's been too long since I've played with them. I think they're just so fun, especially once you get to the impale level. There's a perk. I don't know if you know anything about the throwing skill tree or whatever, because I generally don't talk about skill trees that I'm not playing with, but I mean, I guess sometimes I do. Sometimes I do if the yapping takes me into that direction. But yeah, anyway, the point is the Impale perk, one of the best perks in the entire game. Basically, it allows you to, with javelins and any other sort of like penetrative thrown weapon, it allows you to penetrate shields. So, in other words, if someone has a shield and you throw your javelin at it, you will kill the person behind the shield without any issues. And it is probably one of the most fun perks for that reason alone. Because at that point, once you have Impale, you're also going to hopefully have extremely high damage thrown weapons. I'm talking about 115 damage base value of thrown weapon, and in those cases, most of the time, if you hit the body, or if you generally hit center mass with the thrown weapon, itself, you're literally going to send the guy flying, which I think is hilarious. I love those kinds of ragdoll effects. I think they're extremely funny when they happen. Obviously, sometimes they won't happen due to various other interactions, but yeah, that is one of the times when I really, really love thrown weapons, just for that one reason, just because they have the ability to do that wonderful ragdoll effect, and it's very, very amusing. And look at how easy this was. This was so extremely simple. And wow, yeah, look at that. 53 influence, 51 renown. I'm obviously not really doing it for those reasons. And indeed, look at the amount of prisoners that we get to take now. This is incredibly good, because we're going to be getting some first mates. We're going to get some quartermasters and things like that. I actually don't even know whether I should even be taking quartermasters at this point, because I have so many prisoners that it's actually starting to slow me down so dramatically that it might be more... Oh no, did I just... Oh well, never mind. Yeah, just pressed on that. I was yapping too much, you see. I was yapping too much. Oh well, never mind. It's fine, it's fine. We missed out on about... probably about 10 roguery skill, maybe? Yeah, it's alright. It's not too bad. We're going to have many, many more opportunities in the future, so don't worry about it. It's all fine. Generally, I would say that roguery skill, probably one of the most underrated perks in the whole game for money making, but I just want to let you know that we have so much loot already, and we have so much potential cash that it's not really necessary that badly for us to be, super careful with our money. And obviously I am going to be selling all of this, and we're going to be getting a little bit of extra cash, of course. There we go, there we go. Yes, give it to me. There we go. All right, 39,000, not too bad. And there you have it. So Tyrosh has now been eliminated, and this is what we're currently looking like in regards to our faction. We are now starting to, well, I'm maybe I'm a little bit, I don't know, a little bit premature in saying this, but we're now starting to almost rival some of the larger factions in regards to strength, or shall we say territory size. I'm not sure. Maybe that's the case. Anyway, let's actually just take a quick look. Volantis has maybe... Oh, wait a minute. Look at what has happened. Daenerys has been destroyed by the Dothraki horde. Okay, that is actually extremely weird. Wow. Okay, so in other words, wait a minute. Yeah, so in other words, Volantis owns these things here. And I'm thinking we probably, I don't know, do we want to attack them? I don't know. It's a little bit dubious about that, to be honest. I feel like it would probably be a good idea to maybe get some more vassals beforehand. That might be a plan and a half. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, so let's actually have a look here. What about this guy? What's he looking like right now? Let me see if I can... there we go. Okay, yes. So these fellows... row your boat. Okay, is this the guy? Yeah, this is the guy, actually, hilariously enough. Okay, so I highly doubt I'm going to be able to catch up to him. So you know what I'm going to do instead? I'm going to send him a raven. There we go. And there, it's immediately arrived. Look at that. Yeah, isn't that wonderful? I love that. Okay, so I'm going to actually just say to him, now that your realm has fallen, mine could use your sword. There we go. Okay, 200,000 gold. Boom. Done. Alright, so he's joined us. Look at that. That was extremely fast, wasn't it? That was really nice. And what about this guy? Can he join us too? I highly doubt it, right? Let's have a look. Trigo. No, that's not his name. It's Trago, thank you. Okay, so let's let him... yeah, I guess? Not sure if... Oh, Clantis 6. This guy's going to be extremely expensive. I'm not going to be able to afford him, in my opinion. It's probably not going to work.
Tell me your name.
Hello there. Yeah. 300,000. Yep, unfortunate. Unfortunate. Okay, well, let's remember his name, okay? Let's remember his name, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to Mer, and I am going to sell. I'm going to sell everything that I can get my hands on, and the owner will be this guy. Because he's Tyroshi, hilariously enough. He's Tyroshi, so it should technically go to him. Because everyone else has massive amounts of fiefs, and I don't really want them to start suffering from corruption and losing a huge amount of, you know, influence and all that stuff. Funnily enough, if that guy decides to defect now, he's going to be taking the thing that we just took from them. And I think that's quite funny. But the AI has actually done that kind of thing to me before, which is also one of the reasons why I have, shall we say, come to not really enjoy the everything has a price perk, even though it is, in my opinion, one of the most unique and enjoyable perks that you can get. But unfortunately, due to various other, you know, gameplay mechanics, it can literally backfire on you instantaneously. Well, not instantaneously, but very quickly. So that's something just to, you know, just to think about. I'm just going to sell a couple of these. I could technically sell this. I mean, look at this. Some of these horses are literally selling for 78,000 in cash, which is hilarious. That just goes to show that getting breeder and what have you really does make a big difference. Let's just sell some more things here. I really wish these towns had more cash. I need 300,000, so I'm very much hoping we're going to be able to get another 50,000, maybe more, from Mirth, and then we'll be able to send a raven to the guy once again, and we might be able to get him to join us, because he is a tier 6 clan. I mean, how can we say no to getting a tier 6 clan under our belt? They are going to be extremely powerful for us, so I'm hopeful that we'll be able to make that work. Now let's see here. A mountain destrier. Alright. Okay, yeah, let's just get rid of a couple here. The question is, okay, yeah, there's loads and loads of axes that we've got available here. Look at these things. Yeah, so if we sell all this is probably going to result in, yeah, it's massive. Look at that. Absolutely incredible. So we are going to be having a great time, because now, look at what we got. We got 304,000. Obviously, this is not very good. Let's just say that, right? 304 He's only 4 above, which is absolutely terrible. So yeah, we're gonna have to send another raven to the guy, and yeah, it's gonna be hilarious because I don't think I have any thieves to give him. So it might be a problem. Yes, mine could use your sword. There we go. Done. He has now joined us. Fantastic. Oh yes, this is fun. This is great. I like this. Okay, this is really making a huge difference for us right now, because just think about what has just happened. We have just added 2 additional extremely I'm not sure if I'd call them extremely strong. I don't know about the first clan. I should actually take a look at him, to be honest, shouldn't I? This guy, he is clan tier 4. No, he's clan tier 4, so he's actually looking pretty good, to be honest. Yeah, he's looking pretty nice. So I don't think we have to worry about that too much. Now, one thing I do have to worry about, though, is my money situation. Yes, I actually do need to make my way over very quickly, because I am almost running out of cash right now, so it might be a problem. Might be a bit more of a problem than I anticipated, but hopefully not. My caravans are not getting me that much cash anymore, because I think I only have 1 that is running around right now. So yeah, not exactly great, but it's okay, because we're going to be getting a decent amount of cash in just a moment from this town here. At least I hope so. Yeah, look at that, 60,000. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Thanks very much. Okay, so let's just sell all of this, and I'm actually going to buy all of that. Let's get some more food, because we're actually running out of food right now, which is really, really bad. So let's just buy all of this that I can. Don't want to buy too much grain, because let's face it, buying too much grain is probably going to be pretty bad for us. And well, otherwise just sell a lot of this. This is always this is very frustrating, isn't it? Okay, yeah, so we're going to just do this instead. There we go. Getting rid of so many low ticket items is always very tedious. However, there is a mod which is called Sell Until Zero or something like that. I actually don't know what it's called, but someone recommended that to me in a previous series, and I still have not downloaded it. I really do need to go and get it, to be honest. I really do. Okay, so here we go. What do we have here? What do we have here? Okay, yeah. So this is a bit of a weird situation here, because Blade Master has a 10% flat damage, right? 10% increased damage with 2-handed weapons, and 2% attack speed to infantry in your formation. And then Vandal has plus 25% armor penetration with your attacks. Now, the question is, which one's better? Right? Which one's better? And for me personally, I am pretty sure that Vandal is the way to go here, because most of the time, if you are going to be able to kill, an enemy unit with, well, basically 1 hit, because Blade Master, this is going to be used primarily against low-tier units, right? This is the thing that's going to benefit us the most with low-tier units. Most of the time, we can kill a low-tier in 1 hit. So that makes Vandal the better choice, because 25% armor penetration means you're going to be fighting against people with better armor. You see, so heavier armor results in armor penetration being a higher value, or a higher, commodity, higher value commodity, basically, for any kind of situation. So that's basically my thought process on it. Obviously, it very much depends on a number of other factors, but I guess it's going to work. Okay, so let's actually have a look here. So how is PENTOS doing? Because I'm thinking that we will fight them next. Let's have a look. Hello there, PENTOS. Okay, so you have 2 towns, 6 castles. We have 7 towns and 6 castles. I don't know why we have only 6 castles. That's kind of strange, but yeah. We are going to need to do something. So let's have a look. Okay, so I'm going to assume that this is PENTOS. Yes, that's PENTOS there. And that's PENTOS there. Okay. And Locke is still running around with an absolutely insane number of troops. I have no idea what is he even doing, by the way? I feel like he's not really doing much. Shouldn't he call for an army and go and besiege something or what have you? But yeah, he doesn't seem to be doing that for some reason. Anyway, okay, so they have PENTOS itself, and then they have this town here. That seems to be it. They have very good food stocks. So this might be a problem across the board. Might be a bit of an issue. Especially considering the fact that we do need to... Yeah, we do need to actually start fighting some people. You know, we need to start fighting some people and actually getting some... getting some more money, right? Getting some more loot. That is really going to make a huge, huge difference. Okay, so we're going to just do something like this. I'm going to buy all of their fish and all their other stuff, and I can't possibly buy all of their grain. I mean, I guess I don't know, I guess I could, but that's going to be... you know what? I'm going to do it, okay? I'm going to do it, even though I shouldn't really do it, but I will, just because. Let's sell all of this. Yep, as I thought. Okay, and then we can actually sell that as well. I don't want to sell the Mountain Destrier because I want to make sure that we could potentially, you know, reproduce that. Okay, here we go. Yeah, let's get rid of the grain now. Where is my grain? Where are you? There you are. Okay, so let's just make sure that I'm keeping a good amount of it. I want to keep a good amount just because. Let's actually just take a quick look here. Cargo within capacity. Ah, I see. It's actually not modifying right now. Okay, so yeah, let's just do something like this. I just want to make sure that we have a decent amount, and I'm talking about 100 days worth is okay, right? 100 days worth is okay. Is all right. And so what we're going to do is we're going to attack these guys now. I'm not going to go directly for Pentos. I will after this. Okay? You are my prisoner now. Enough talking, now march. There we go. Alright, that's absolutely fantastic. Great, look at that. Instantaneous action there. And we will now besiege the town. And they have 5 days worth of food remaining. Obviously, we don't know, we actually don't know anything about Pentos. So this is going to be our first time engaging them. This is going to be interesting. Hopefully, we're going to be able to know exactly what's going on with them. Okay, so Pentos. Yeah, so let's have a look actually. Wait a minute. I'm going to have to do something here. Okay, so Pentos. There we go. All right, so what are they actually good at? Let's have a look. Ah, okay, so yes, I think I've seen these guys before. So they have very good cavalry by the looks of things. And they use spears, and they use sword and board, and they also use thrown weapons. So these thrown weapons are exactly what I was talking about. Basically, these are the thrown weapons you'd like to get. Something like these, or harpoons. They are going to be very, very effective. They also have very good plate armor on, as you can see. So that's the reason why us going for armor penetration with our perk selection, that is really going to show itself a lot of value. Alright, so look at this. We got Mr. Joris, son of a... wait, actually, that's not his name. Mr. Joris Suntho. Yes. Just joking, of course. Okay, so, yeah, we're going to actually make our way in here. This guy is actually being very audacious by attacking us right now. Does he know who we are? I think he might. That's why he attacked us. He knows us as the bumbling fool of babbling brook of the Babadook. Yeah, that's it. Yes, he knows us as that and nothing else. So let's have a look. Yeah, how are we going to do here? I think this seems pretty good. However, the funny thing about this particular situation is that they're probably not even going to take the advantage. As in, they're not going to take the initiative to come over. Are they? I would say they're probably not. Oh, no, they are. They are. Okay, this is actually interesting. Okay, cool. I like that. I am always very, very appreciative when enemies decide that they're actually going to do something instead of just being, you know, hugely passive idiots. Okay, there we go. Nice. We actually eliminated Kaban. Okay, very good. Okay, anyone else? Anyone else want a piece of me? Am I one-handed? I will beat you off. I mean, I will beat them up. I will murder them. I will murder them and penetrate them deeply. Yes, we will do all of that, and they will enjoy it. Don't worry. We will have everything to play for. Yes, these fellows. Okay, yes. They do actually have a couple of those elites in this army here. which we do have to be a bit careful of, especially when it comes to their thrown weapons. Ooh, that was close. That guy almost, I think he actually almost killed me there. I think that was probably almost a kill. Let's move my infantry into a decent situation. Let's move them into the front. Okay, we're going to have a bit of a problem here, I think. Yeah, we might have an issue here, friends. Okay, I should use my charge damage, shouldn't I? I'm using a unicorn for a reason, right? So let's actually use my charge damage to good effect. So let's just go straight on in there. Wow, that doesn't do much. This has 80 charge damage, but I'm literally only doing 30 damage. That's kind of weird. Not sure what's going on with that. Okay. Well, my infantry have now engaged the enemy. And, well, I'm going to try my best. Okay, there we go. Nice, nice, nice. Good eliminations, Elias. Good eliminations. Very nice. And, yeah, we're going to have to do something about this. Have I told everyone else to charge? Yeah, we have to tell my infantry to charge, actually, because I didn't tell them yet. I was hoping that them just remaining in a hold position would provide us with a bit more security. You know, a bit more stability, shall we say. Yes, that's it. A bit more stability. Unfortunately, the enemy archers are, in fact, inflicting a lot of pain on us right now. And I think the main reason for that is that they are just not being attacked. Yes, I know. It's staggering to believe that enemy units that are not being attacked would actually attack us back. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. But yeah, anyway, we are going to be leveling up my one-handed very, very swiftly by the looks of things. I mean, all these elite archers are really paying dividends to that. Thanks very much. It's basically almost... It's almost like... I don't know. I don't know, basically winning the lottery here, because these guys literally just have so much experience to get, or shall we say, so much experience to give, because anytime we kill them, we are gaining so much XP. It's actually crazy. Look at that, 250 in one-handed now, very, very nice. And I believe, let me actually just tell my other archers to charge, or shall we say, tell my main archer force to charge. And the one thing that we got to do is actually tell my forces to hold position. We need to tell our cavalry to be a bit more aware of what's currently going on. We do not need them to run in there randomly and get themselves killed. That is not what we want. We want to be smart about this. We want to make sure that we are in the best possible position to win with minimal casualties. Because if we don't, you know what's going to happen. We are going to be having a huge problem when we attempt to besiege the rest of this town. Ooh, yeah, they've got mounted archers as well. Oh, interesting. Oh, yeah, I did not know that. Okay, I did not know that one bit. Okay, let's actually move these guys around about here, and let's tell the infantry and the cavalry to recharge back in. And we'll try to eliminate some of these guys ourselves. They are very, very troublesome, unfortunately. Or maybe not. I don't know, maybe not. I mean, they're not that dangerous as far as I can tell. They do seem relatively easy for us to deal with, which I have to admit is a bit of a surprise. Because I would have expected them to be extremely lethal. But as you can tell, they don't appear to be that. So it's very weird. Okay, that's some decent damage. Wun-Wun is obviously still alive. Okay, yeah, these guys need to go charging in now. And they are only going to be fighting footmen. They're only going to be fighting footmen. This is the reason why we want to make sure that our archers stay as behind as possible until the late game of a battle. Because now my forces can basically go in any way they want. They can literally go in right now and they can win in close quarters combat against any unit. Apart from obviously some of the elite cavalry and stuff like that, but hopefully they're not going to do that much damage to us. I'm gonna switch to my two-handed now. Actually, I'm still using one-handed stance. Okay, there we go. Let's use two-handed. There we go. I do need to get to 250 in two-handed to be able to get Way of the Sword or Way of the Berserker or Way of the something or other. You know, whatever it's called. Basically the final perk in the two-handed tree. And that will enable us to have massive speed bonuses. Aha! Look at it. The return of bonus. Yes, the return of Boonus. It's been a while. It's been a while. Good to see you, Boonus. Yeah, it's good to see you. It's good to be back. Good to be back. Yes, indeed. Yeah, if you don't know the origin of Boonus, then I am very sorry. But I will not disclose it, because I cannot remember. But the point is, it is a funny word. And that is it. No, it's appeared in a previous series where I was like, oh yeah, that's a really, really great Boonus. Yes, if you can't tell what I'm saying, by the way, it's Boonus. 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 Yes. It's a fun word that does not exist. Yes. Funny. Yeah, no, I like it, at least. I have no idea what I'm talking about, but yeah, there you go. That's what happens, I suppose, when you fight against the Pentoshi. You go a little bit crazy. It's a bit strange. I wonder whether they've cast some kind of dark magic on us. Yeah, no, they certainly haven't, of course. They certainly haven't. Okay, that's going to be it for this particular army. They really just... well, they really did do that to the bed, didn't they? Yes, they really did. Anyway, that's it. 125 renown, 136 influence, pretty nice. 42 morale. I'm actually very thankful for the morale gains. I know that sounds really funny considering we don't really need morale that badly, but from my perspective, I feel like it's actually really, really good. Anyway, we've got a clan tier 3 here. I'm going to actually just let most of these guys go. I really don't see a point in actually keeping them. Also, what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to generate huge amounts of relation gain with pretty much every single faction in PENTOS, because once we eliminate them, I'm going to be on the hunt, right? I'm going to be on the hunt to try and get as many people as possible to join us. Now, obviously, that is going to be a bit of a challenge because, well, I don't have any money. Yes, I don't have any money, so that might be a little bit problematic in itself, but, well, we'll see. I only have a very small amount of space, so what I'm going to do is I will literally get rid of the tier 3 Summer Isles Bowman. I am sad to do so, but I must, because we will otherwise miss out on taking these Magister Guard elites, and we want them. So the main problem now is the fact that we are going to be very unlikely to make it to any place to take these prisoners, so I'm going to have to leave them, unfortunately. This time I am doing it on purpose, unfortunately. Really did not want to, but that's how it goes, you know, that's how it goes sometimes. If I had taken this town beforehand and then the army had arrived, then it would have been much easier and much less painful. But it's not that bad, you know, it's not that bad. Okay, so let's just continue. Let's see what they decide to do here. They're certainly not gonna come back in, right? I mean, we're gonna restore ourselves. We're gonna be getting new ammunition. There's no way that they will go back in. And okay, they are going back in, surprisingly enough. Okay, that's interesting. Let us settle this according to the old ways. Oh, okay. Okay, you know what? I'm actually not going to do that. I'm just going to... Oh, the garrison's actually coming out. Okay, that's funny. Maybe I should have done the duel. Maybe I should have done the duel. Oh, well, it's fine. I think we're going to be okay. I mean, all that I really need to do here is try to... Well, try to inflict a lot of damage. And then see what we can do about it from there. Let's see what happens. Okay, so let's see. I think we should be okay here. Let's just be a little bit careful. I'm gonna switch to two-handed. Am I two-handed yet? No. There we go. Okay, now we're two-handed. Alright, let's do this. Okay, hello there, sir. Sorry to bother you. Sorry about that. Sorry about that headache that you're gonna have. There we go. Yes. That fellow... Oh, no, that fellow is narrowly avoiding his demise. And we'll see if we can maybe... Wow, yeah, this is actually kind of... This is kind of a little bit intimidating, now that I think about it. Unfortunately, the unicorn does not do as much charge damage as I thought it would, which is somewhat bad. But it's okay, you know. It's alright. I thought it had like, it doesn't have like 90 charge damage or something like that. I think it does, so I'm kind of surprised. But yeah, we're getting some really, really nice experience here. Let's tell these guys to charge in, tell infantry, cavalry, etc., to charge in. And I will go here. Whoa, these cavalry are really playing with fire right now. What's actually going on here? Why are they doing this? This is very strange. I'm not entirely sure why they would come so close. Unless it's a distraction. I'm going to assume it is. For the infantry, maybe, to get a little bit closer. I mean, obviously, just look at it this way, right? The enemy has 269 enemy units on the field. We have, in comparison, 108. So we are inherently at a disadvantage, massively. So, yeah, not great. Kill this, thank you. Okay, you know what? Let's charge. Let's charge our archers. Let's charge our archers. Let's see what we can do, because I'm thinking right now that we're probably gonna... Oh! Hello. Okay, that was really bad. Huh. Yeah, my forces are now gonna get absolutely massacred, so we're gonna have to retreat from that. That is really, really bad. Hilariously enough, do you notice something? Do you notice something? Yes. Didn't I say earlier in the episode, I said, I remember very vividly saying, this perk is only going to be taken if you think you're going to be defeated anytime soon. And I was all very, I was very overconfident, wasn't I? I'm going to try and get away. Okay, so thankfully Jamie has 250 in tactics, and only 30 people will be lost, which is very good. We are losing a handful of very, very good things, unfortunately. Yes. There we go. Yeah, I understand that. Thank you very much. Okay, so we're gonna have a bit of a problem here. Are we? No, we're not having any kind of herding problem. Obviously, these fellows, if they decide to attack me, I will only have one course of action, which is going to be auto-resolving against them. There we go. Whew, that was close. That was really, really close. And that's exactly the reason why Swift Regroup is the play, in my opinion. Swift Regroup, as you can see, minus 50% troops left behind, but also minus 15% disorganized state duration when a raid or siege is broken. I don't know whether this actually applied to this particular situation, but I like to think it did. Alright? I like to think it did. Anyway, let's, actually not entirely sure what to go for here. Should I go for some throwing skill? I don't know. I could go for more medicine, but we already have a medic, so I don't know whether it's really necessary. Otherwise, let's have a look. What do we have here? 10% armor penetration with melee attacks. Oh, party limit. That sounds pretty cool. Yeah, let's do that. And plus 50% damage against shields with one-handed weapons. I think that sounds really, really good, actually. I think it sounds much better. So, let's see what we can do. Yeah, okay, so they've actually formed an army. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what our vassals are capable of. Hilariously enough, not sure why only one person is in this army. He's only got 94 people. What's he doing? I have no idea. I have no idea. Oh well, never mind. Okay, yeah, so PENTOS looks to be pretty difficult, and this is exactly what I was talking about. While we may have a decent amount of territory, it's certainly not going to be enough for us to just to have territory. We need actual strength. Funnily enough, PENTOS has much less strength than we do, but yeah, despite that, they're doing very, very well. Now, the great thing about having prisoners, of course, is that you are then going to be able to convert them, and those 30 troops that we lost, that's really not going to be anything. That's going to be a drop in the ocean, you know? Going to be very, very nice and easy for us to get them back. And you can see here, boom, look at that, another 34,000 in cash too. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.